Somebody crashing y'all.
Somebody crashing the party. But I might have welcomed it.
We've been together for 20 years.
That's what I'm saying. This is their family. So I was like, let me make sure Derrick sneak in here. This is Derrick Johnson, the president of the NAACP. You also join us at the Democratic National Convention as well. But he's their family, so I figured they would like this.
It's not crashing the party when they come to the house before the proposal about getting married and we cook them breakfast.
No,
it's not crashing the party.
That was good too.
That good Jackson, Mississippi food.
We're talking about, we're talking about there's 51 days left. Like, what are the marching orders for the people?
Don't get distracted. Don't allow an idiot to distract you because he's not our audience. Our audience are young voters. Our audience are male voters, female voters. Our audience are infrequent voters who turned out in 08, turned out in 12, and no one talked to them in 16. And in many ways, no one talked to them last year.
Yeah.
Don't get distracted and talk to infrequent voters because that's the difference between the quality of life that we have earned and going in a different directions. I don't know who behind me you're waving at, but I'm nosy.
Congresswoman Presley.
That's Congresswoman Ayanna Presley and her lovely husband Conan and Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett. Y'all can at least have to say hi,
they run and trying to
they are trying to make sure they don't get locked out.
Mr. President, what does
don't get distracted like we just did.
What does protection look like for voters, particularly in black communities who aren't sure what they're going to confront when they go out to vote on election day or in the advance? What is the artillery look like on our side to make sure that voters' votes, when cast, hopefully cast, are protected?
But it's a combination of things, and it also depends on where you're voting. The reality of what it looks like in your home state of Florida may be different in where I live in Mississippi or in Georgia. So the protection may vary depending on location. If you're in Hinds County, Mississippi, we have a black police chief, we have a black sheriff, and we have black folks who stand up for each other. But if you're in an isolated community and you want to cast your black ballot, then it may be something different. So, the Lawyers Committee stood up a number some years ago, that 1A6 number, that's important, but it varies. But at the end of the day, walk through the faith that we're gonna win this and not through the fear of what might happen. Unfortunately, we reinforce some of the most negative stereotypes, which also create a chilling effect of our people. Let's talk about what's going to happen in the positive and make sure we have the infrastructure in place wherever possible. So if something come up, call the 866 number. If you in DeKalb County, Georgia, there's a whole infrastructure there. If you are in Michigan, there's a different infrastructure. But whatever you do, go to the polls. At the end of the day, we will be victorious because it's us for us, fighting for us, and we must do that together.
I love that.
I want to get back to James, or to Quentin and Steph, but I want to ask you a quick question on this, Derrick, because I just want to quote the wonderful late great Nina Simone, because every time we talk about this, I just feel like Mississippi, goddamn,
right?
Because this is the most populous state with the largest number of black folks. There is no statewide representation, black representation in Mississippi. The racism is written into the state's constitution. I always wince when I hear people say the South is red. It's only red until it's ain't. And we're seeing Georgia tangibly show that we can make a difference. Mississippi, of all places, can make a difference, but how do we disrupt and dismantle these systems of institutional racism that keep people there so oppressed?
So Mississippi is a great number of math. We are 38% of the population, not 51% of the population. And the other side of that is it takes 25% of white voters to vote consistently with blacks. Anytime you have a majority black something, white fear goes up. Racial bloc voting also gets cemented in. You will have someone elected in Seattle, Washington, or San Francisco with less than 5% of the black voting population because the fear of the black community isn't as prevalent as it is in a place like Mississippi. But I would assure you, in our lifetime, probably before 2030, Mississippi will have more than one black statewide elected official.
You said before 2030?
Before 2030. Be clear, the trends are there. They're running out of white people. We are a younger population. At medium age, 31, 34 years in Mississippi black, 45 years old white. We have more children. We are looking at demographically, next year will be the last year where the population under 18 is majority white. The population under 18 will be majority non-white. Let's look at the data, the number. That's what's going to drive an outcome if we stay focused, not get distracted, and lean into our power and not create a dynamic where it's us fighting us.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, D, we crashed the party. You guys aren't done. You crashed. You're taking Maurice Mitchell's seat. We have to bring Maurice on Working Families Party.
Ladies and gentlemen, Working Party President
Working
and
Families
CEO
Party.
Maurice Mitchell. Let's give him a hand.
Thank you, Derrick. Our guest co-host.
Our vice, by the
Thank
way.
you, Derrick Johnson, president of the NAACP.
Can I just say, I think we might have just maybe heard some breaking news.
That is breaking news.
About maybe a future Governor Derrick Johnson of Mississippi.
Oh,